Okay, so this is an interesting article. I'm an MMA fighter who lost part of my lung. I did it to myself by vaping. The vapes of wrath. Let me read this article. Even the young and healthy aren't safe from the vape. A New Hampshire fitness fanatic and aspiring MMA fighter who had to have part of his lung removed at age 20 after it became freckled with black spots, which he attributed to his chronic e cigarette use. Okay, this is kind of interesting. You ever remember like those kids who would smoke like several packs, several pods a day? And these things are like they're over 5,000 puffs. They would smoke several a day. This man is only 20. He barely just passed through high school, and he's already got chronic e-cigarette use, and he's got the black dots in his lung. Like his lung is already collapsed. And this is only after a couple of years. And it's like I thought that the pods I didn't think that they were that bad. I've heard that cigarettes were bad. I just didn't understand that the pods themselves were bad. Let me keep reading. It was really scary because I felt like I had done it to myself. Sean Tobin from Manchester told Kennedy News and Media of his alarming complications. It was years of me just not treating my lungs. There we go. Just years of it happening. He said, my cardio was so good, I was so healthy, and I shouldn't have started vaping. The vape victim had reportedly started hitting the electronic cig hard in 2018. Bro, only 5 years. This is 5 years of cigarette usage. Like, it had taken the boomer generation, like, decades of just constant smoking before they started seeing lung cancer. This person was vaping so hard. It was so addictive. The nicotine was so addictive. He started vaping in those middle school bathrooms, and within 5 years, he had a collapsed lung. 5 years. And it's like these things were so common in high school. Like the number one thing that we'd get busted on, the reason why we couldn't use the bathroom half the time was because someone was vaping in there. Like someone was vaping in the bathroom, we couldn't use the bathroom. And people would go through pods like every single day. They would just be vaping in the bathroom constantly. Like you couldn't go to the bathroom, you couldn't ask to go to the bathroom because there'd always be someone wasting your time whole class period just vaping constantly. And it's like these people, they're all going to get collapsed lungs before they're 20 probably because it's like this person he wasn't that old when he started. Well, I mean, okay, so he's 20 now. It's 2023. He started when he was 18, so that means he started when he was 15. Like I know people who started when they're 13. They're not even going to finish high school before they're dying. Okay, let me continue reading. The vape never left my hand. It was very habitual, recalled the mixed martial arts enthusiast who would use it from morning until night, along with occasional smoking weed and using THC oil. Okay, so it wasn't just nicotine. It wasn't just nicotine that caused it. It was also the marijuana. And I've also heard with a lot of the cases of the collapsed lung and the popcorn lung that it's not just the nicotine pods. It's also the THC pods. I think it's more specifically the THC because I believe it has something to do with the chemistry of the pods. Just the something about the THC oil. It causes popcorn lung to be more common in the lungs. But it's like I almost guarantee that he started because his friends started doing it. And it's like this all comes down to like who you think is fun to hang out with in high school. Like it all comes down to who you think is fun as a person to hang out with. And it's like I think that every person, every individual person has their own definition of what a fun person is. And for a lot of people, fun is just like vaping in the bathroom constantly. Just chronically vaping in the bathroom, wasting everyone's time, that's fun to them. But like for me, it was never the case. It was never the case where it's like those were the fun people to hang out with. Maybe, okay, maybe that's just a problem with me though. It's like I thought that the band kids were the fun people to hang out with. I mean, okay, just a subjective take. I thought that those people were the fun people to hang out with. But for a lot of people, the fun people to hang out with are the people who are vaping, getting popcorn lung before they're 20. Those are the people who are fun to hang out with. And it's just interesting because it's like, well, in a lot of popular culture, those would be considered the fun people to hang out with, are the people who are getting popcorn lung. It's all subjective. All of it is all subjective, and it's just interesting how it plays out. Because it's like, he wasn't even 20. I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? I've got no clue.